Hello. In this video, we are going to look up some ratings and put some stars next to it. But instead of only whole numbers, we're going to use half stars. So the first thing we got to do is we have to figure out where do we get a half of a star from? So we go up here to insert, and we go to symbols, and we click on symbol. And then there's a grundle, as my father would say, of fonts a person could choose from. But we need Sego, I'm probably saying that wrong, Sego UI symbol. Okay. And then you can find different stars available, but we need to make sure we're reading from the same place so that from this same font set so that they're going to be the same size and look good together. So the star comes from, you can scroll through the whole thing, or you can just um, go down here and go to miscellaneous symbols. Oh, no. Miscellaneous symbols. And then there's a star. You could also use, so double click on that. You could also use an empty star if you want to, if you want like 3 colored in stars and then 2 empty stars. But I'm just going to only show the full stars and then the half stars. So then for the half stars, we need to go back up to miscellaneous. Oops, I went too far. I guess it was further down. Um, Miscellaneous symbols and arrows. And then did I go past them? There we are. Okay. So we have 2 options. One is just only the half of a star, or there's this one that has half the star and then the empty outline of the other half of the star. And you can see you could have the other half of the star if you wanted to, but I'm only doing this one. So I'm going to close it. And so I'm going to go here and I'm going to increase the font just so I can see them better. And that's up to you, whichever one you like better. I like the one that has the visibly half empty star, but do whatever you like. Okay, so like now I've got what I need to make 1.5 stars. Um, and now I just have to copy and paste these stars. And if I had more time for video editing, I wouldn't make you watch me do this, but I don't. So I started with the 5, and then I'm going to just take the number above and subtract 0.5. So in this cell F5, I've entered the formula F4 minus a half. And if I just copy this down, I'll get all the way down to 0. And so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to copy the good star. And now I know that's 5.5. But I needed to copy it down so I didn't lose my half star. So that's 5 full stars. And now I can go down here and delete that. So it's 4.5. And I can delete that. And now I'm down to 4. And, you see where we're going here. It's not very exciting. Okay, so I've got all of my star gradation set up there. And now in order to look up the proper value, I'm going to use Command X lookup. And if you have not seen this before, it's not scary. Type XLOOKUP in the left parenthesis, and then the number that you want to look up in the table, and then a comma, and then the list that you want to go looking through, and then a comma, and then the column of the values that you want returned, and then a comma. And then what would go in here is what you would put if the number you're looking for doesn't show up on the table, which is not a thing we're worried about because the ratings, are 2.7. It's not like 2.5. So if the number we're looking for isn't in the table, it's not a problem. So I just type now 2 commas in a row and then a -1, so that when it all else fails, it rounds down properly. So I got a 5 there. That's what I was looking for. I'm going to make this bigger so we can see it because that's the whole point. So we got that. Now I need to go in and put $signs in front of the rows. So when I copy this down, everything stays locked in. So now when I copy this down, you can see this one, I got a 0.6. It's over half a star. If I change this to like 0.3, why did that not work? Oh, oops. I know why, because there's a star here. There shouldn't be a star here. And so I'm just gonna put a space in that cell. So now it's showing a space there, which shows up as nothing. So if we got a 5, it shows up as 5 stars, 4.9, not quite 5. So this way we've got a scale from 0 to 5 stars using increments of half stars. I hope this has been helpful.